saya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay
May siguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
That's Caliente. Oh, what a scoop shot. The best player too. Oh! Justin Baltazar. Casino. The trailer is Chris Lalata, who gives us the throwdown. 2 seconds left. Fuentes.
Oh my
goodness.
Hear the logo to Del Fuentes. One of the most unpredictable series is happening tonight inside the Phil-Oil Eco Oil in San Juan as the Batang Caloocan brings their experienced frontline and backcourt against the high-octane game of the San Juan Knights. Pero ang tanong, kaya bang maneutralize nila Joko Tayuntong, Achi Inigo at Irvin Palencia ang 3-point king na si Arlan Womar Jr.? My name is Mika Abisamis and welcome to the second round of the MPBL playoffs.
And Caloocan takes game 2 and they win the series.
Sinabihan ko lang yung mga players namin na gusto pa namin maglaro sa semifinals.
Para sa San Juan Knights, and they advance to the North Division semifinals. The San Juan Knights responding the way champions respond.
Wamar for 3. Miranda. Layup is good. Alexander
Puts it in. Caloocan is through to the next round against the top seed, the San Juan Knights. For 3. Good! Jennifer Cabana inside. Tukalan. Magat for 2. Caloocan on top! What a turn of events!
We witnessed a thrilling end to the game earlier today here at the Phil-Oil 𝗡𝗢𝗏𝗧𝗛 Center, and I'm sure we're going to witness another thriller of a matchup here in this game between the San Juan Knights and the Caloocan 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 for the main game of our Saturday tripleheader dito sa playoffs ng 2024 Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League season. Jerimer Cabanag, the top scorer for the Caloocan 𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗛, will be matching wits with the top scorer of the San Juan Knights in Orlan Omar. These two guards will be looking to lead their squads to a win in Game 1 of their best-of-3 affair. It's grit and guts here in this matchup between the Caloocan 𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗛 and the top seed in the north, the San Juan Knights. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat mga kaliga. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Christian Luanzan. Coach, this is gonna be a very interesting matchup dahil itong Caloocan, they were only one of two teams who were able to beat San Juan in this season.
Tama yan, no? Yung isa doon ng Rizal, and I just so happened to be one of two lucky guys to witness that game. Double overtime pa yun, hindi ako nagkakamali about 3 months ago. But this is how good San Juan is. Hindi lang yung first, hindi lang yung second group nila ang matibay, even their third group. Again, this is the deepest team in the league. We'll show you the numbers later. But from the start of the season, there was no question in my mind that they would reach at least up to this point.
But, you know, the Caloocan 𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗛, they got off to a great victory in that first round, winning against Manila. Kaya tingnan natin ang ating updated playoff bracket. Of course, earlier, Pampanga won Game 1 against Nueva Ecija. But, Coach, what a victory that was for the 𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗛, upsetting a very strong Manila roster.
Well, there's a saying in coaching that sometimes you gotta be good. Yes, even though I don't believe in luck. You know, the harder you work, people believe that the more it's closest to you. And then, you know, that suspension by Greg Slaughter in Game 2 certainly helped them. And I thought it was a good decision also because yun nangyari nga doon, no, nung Game 1. But long and behold, Caloocan, the lower seed team, number 5 against number 4 in Manila, who was expected to go a long way with an upset itong Caloocan. Ngayon, trying to get another upset, but it's gonna be a real test para sa Caloocan against the number 1 seeded team in the whole league. Halos buong season itong San Juan.
That's correct. You know, San Juan has been playing like a well-oiled machine and they're looking to get another championship. No team has been able to repeat as champions dito sa Liga ng bawat Pilipino. Pag-usapan natin ang last meeting ng parehong kupunan na to, wherein Caloocan was able to get this victory over the San Juan Knights with that game-winning buzzer beater by Gabby Espinas. Caloocan was in the lead for almost the entire game. Actually, all but 8 minutes of that match. San Juan able to come back in the fourth quarter by outscoring Caloocan 23-17. Orlan Omar was responsible for giving San Juan their first taste of the lead with 40 seconds to go. But then Gabby Espinas able to respond and get the game winner for the 𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗛.
Tama ka doon, no? Kontrolado ng Caloocan yan. This game happened almost exactly a month ago. And that's not so long ago. Because the playoffs started the first week of this month. Now, at that time, it was a no-bearing game already for San Juan. They knew that they were going to be the number 1 seeded team. This was an odd game to me, uncharacteristically for them, kahit na no-bearing sa kanila. Because I thought there were a lot of uncharacteristic lapses in the end. You see the numbers right here. Ang ganda ng pinakita ng Caloocan. You know, 42 points in the main, a big part of that. Kalahat, you know, at si Gabby Espinas, 27 points. But tulad nga nung nabanggit mo, Wamar, his lapses in the end made up for it with a go-ahead basket. And then another lapse on the inbound na libre. Si Cabanag and then drop pass kay Espinas para sa game winner. Caloocan, pangalawang team na tumalo sa kanila tulad nga nung nabanggit mo.
At pangalawang appearance na rin ng Caloocan dito sa division semifinals while San Juan is making its 5th appearance in our division semifinals. But you know, Coach, for Caloocan, it's very interesting also to know how they've been able to still reach this point of the playoffs despite making a coaching change late into the season.
Totoo yan. It's always a big decision, no? But management, anytime they make this decision, there's a lot of factors that comes into it. And yun nga, ngayon, nasa semis na sila. Obviously, nagbunga yung kanilang desisyon. Bakit nga naman hindi? Kasi may materialis din naman sila, may mga veterano rin sila. And I'm sure they're confident that they can beat itong experienced at veteran young team na San Juan Knights.
And talking about veterans, Jerimer Cabanag has been a veteran in this league. So has Orlan Omar Jr. being the cornerstone of this San Juan franchise. And these two players are featured in our player matchup for tonight. Two of the best guards in the league. Two of the best two-way players sa ating liga featured in our player matchup.
Jerimer Cabanag, 11.6 points compared to the 12.8 ni Wamar nung buong season. Hasn't really shot the ball well. You see 35%. Even in the last series, he had a number of attempts to get to his point production. He was the leading scorer for the first 2 games. Pero kakailanganin nila yun dito kay Jeremy Cabanag. Kaya interesting to see how he will adjust because I expect San Juan to really at times maybe double him, especially in ball screen situations.
Well, ano pang inaantay natin mga kaibigan? Let's get the show on the road. It's Caloocan versus San Juan for the last game of our doubleheader here at the Phil Oil Eco-Oil Center. Let's go to Miguel Pere.
City. Welcome to the 2024 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Playoffs. Presented by Extreme and MPBL Party List. Ang kalika ng mamamayang Pilipino. It's the other game 1 of the best of 3 semifinal series in the North Division between Caloocan, Batang Kakalo, and your San Juan Knights. Let's carry on the starting units, beginning with Caloocan, Batang Kakalo. Starting at guard, number 4, Irvan Palencia. Forward number 12, Josh Flores. Also at forward number 5, Ronnie Matias. 2 guard number 7, Jeremy Cabanag. And at center number 27, Gabby Espinas. The head coach for the Batang Kakalo is Toto Dohilio, assisted by Peter Santamaria. Team manager is Mac Robert Dichadu. Team governor is Jeremy Tin. Team owners are Dennis Flores and Honorable Congressman Oka Malapitan. And now, San Juan City, get on your feet, because it's time to meet the starting unit of your MPBL Tattoo Cup champions, San Juan Knights. Go for gold! Starting at guard number 14, H.M. Miranda. 2 guard number 24, Nico Panganiban. Small forward number 4, Mike Malonzo. Center number 46, Jopet Soriano. And at power forward number 2, Mike Calisaan. The San Juan Knights go for gold is led by the team owner, Honorable Senator Jingoy Estrada. Assistant coaches Sandy Apondulan and the original Tapal King, Philip Cesar. Team consultants are Congressman Brian Yamsuan and Bongding Lazan. Team manager is Jun Usman. Co-team owner is Jeremy.
Let's meet our primary protagonists for this game, our starting 5, brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Went to the max. We have Irvan Palencia, Jeremy Cabana, Gabby Espinas, Josh Flores, and Ronnie Matias beginning things para kay Coach Toto Dohilio and the Caloocan Batang Kakalo. For the home squad, AJ Miranda, Nico Panganiban, Jopet Soriano, Mike Malonzo, and Mike Calisaan, starting for Senator Jingoy Estrada.
Well, there's a reason why number 1 ang bench nitong San Juan. That's because oftentimes, actually not oftentimes, most of the time, Orlan Wamar comes off the bench and he leads them in minutes. Even Calisaan at times comes off the bench as San Juan wins the tip but starts the game with a turnover in just 5 seconds. That's why, deceiving din yung bench points, but nonetheless, malalim talaga itong San Juan.
And that's why they're so hard to go up against, so hard to prepare against the San Juan Knights because nag-iiba parati coach yung substitution pattern nila.
Correct. And you don't only prepare for one person alone because anytime, a different player can step up or be the best player of the ball game. It can be Miranda, it can be Panganiban. AC Soberano can shoot the lights out, led the league in 3-point percentage. And Mike Malonzo has been an impact player for them. Zach Huang has always been an impact player for them. The only thing you could anticipate with San Juan, if the game goes down the wire, the ball will be in Orlan Wamar's hands.
Panganiban on the right side. We are live on 1PH here in this game between San Juan and Caloocan. The game 1 of their best of 3 affairs. Recycle here for the Knights. Miranda will launch from the outside. There's a push against Caloocan. 2 quick fouls for the Batang Kangkalu. Wala pang isang minuto nakakalipas dito sa ating unang yugto.
Yeah, that time after the first shot, I saw 4 red shirts getting inside the paint for the second chance possession, and ball possession retained sa kanila. If I'm Caloocan, I'm looking to attack to the other end right away, but Mike Alonzo attacking right away itong depensa ng former teammate niya na si Flores, pero unsuccessful.
Flores gets the lead pass and finishes scoring the first basket of this game para sa Caloocan.
Josh Flores, who struggled in the first game, that series against Manila, 21 minutes, 5 points. Nakabawi siya no second game, 27 minutes, 8 points, and was the highest plus-minus player in that game of plus 11.
And Flores was a late addition for Caloocan. Although he was with the team early, late na siya nakapag-umpisa maglaro because he was nursing an injury. But Coach Toto Trujillo has put a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, at many times putting him in the starting lineup, just like today in this very important Game 1 against San Juan.
Well, they seem to really like him. Itong si Josh Flores, if you look at this game, he's not really the strongest player on the post. He's not really the best shooter, but he's a guy who can, play in between those two na binanggit ko. Can shoot the ball from the outside, smart player. Yung pinakita niya, yung unang basket niya, nakaka-finish din siya at mukhang mag-finish siya ulit dito.
Yes, but just trailing the play, Malonzo was there to disrupt the action. It will stay with the white shirts with still 18 on their shot clock. Still, Mike Malonzo still has to applaud himself, pat himself on the back for preventing that 2-on-1 break.
Because it looked to be a score already with Caloocan having the advantage in the playoffs. Anytime makakuha ka ng mga ganon, 3-on-2, 2-on-1, it's got to be a basket already for the offensive team. Pero San Juan, obviously, one of the best defensively, top 10 yan buong season.
And that's with them not having the tallest of lineups, Coach.
Tama. Kalisaan missed a chunk of time because of injury, about 4 to 6 weeks. Bumalik na lamang yan about the last 4 to 5 games before the end of elimination.
Flores pulls back. Malonzo is right in front of him. Cabanag has it on high near the logo against Panganiban. 6 on the shot clock. That's an illegal screen on Gabby Espinas.
And I thought that was an interesting defensive coverage on the ball screen in a drop. Was itong si Kalisaan, dahil ayaw nila magkaroon ng rotation sa parte nila, sa defensive rotation sila.
San Juan yet to score in this game. Panganiban trying to drive on Jeremy Cabanag, one of the best defensive players in the league despite being the top scorer for Caloocan. Miranda forced to give it up. Soriano makes a pass to Kalisaan. High looper of a shot. Short stab is good for Mike Kalisaan.
Mintis yung unang tira niya with the same spot on the first shot para sa San Juan. Pero yung pangalawa, hindi na, of the catch and shoot. Kalisaan, first 2.
Cabanag rejects the Matias screen. Spins. Malonzo is right there with him. Kalisaan with the tap. Kalisaan completes the steal. Malonzo has Panganiban running on the left side. Panganiban could not finish. Loose ball picked up by AJ Miranda. Dangerous pass to Panganiban. 10 on the shot clock for the red shirts. Panganiban onto the right side. Malonzo will take it from 3. That's short. Soriano another offensive rebound, but he loses it to Cabanag. Jeremy thought of the 3, takes it anyway. That one's no good. Matias with the offensive board, stolen by Miranda. We're going back and forth here. Malonzo, finger roll, left it short. Second serving, wala pa rin. Third serving, finally, Michael Malonzo gets the deuce.
Anytime Mike Malonzo's name is mentioned, it's impossible not to describe him with the word effort. Iyan ang dahilan kung bakit siya nakakapaglaro ng basketball ng ganito kalayo, from high school to collegiate up to ngayon sa professional level. Dahil tulad doon, iba yung effort na pinakita niya with the multiple offensive rebounds of getting his own shot.
And that's why he's featured here in our rebound of the game, brought to you by the MPBL party list. Ang kalinga ng mamamayang Pilipino. And Malonzo, Coach, his evolution from being a big guy, or rather a big man player, to now a guy who can play the 2, 3, 4 spots.
Totoo yan, no? And it's not because of his offensive capabilities, although it has improved throughout the year, especially in high school. Well, he played for Coach Golden and the NU Bullpups, and I think it's more of his versatility defensively of being able to guard smaller men, yung mga guardia.
There, it's the big man, Mike Caloocan, scoring para sa San Juan. And after a shaky start, they have gone on to score 6 straight points. Panganiban here with a drive, finding Caloocan, getting the 2 points.
Well, right there on the drop on the weak side, Palencia was worried on the baseline drift. Doon nakatingin si Panganiban, kaya nalibre sa gitna itong sa Caloocan at sinasabi itong si Caloocan, kahit na alas 9 na, kain ulit tayo.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Back at the 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 in San Juan for the MPBL playoffs, Coach Toto Duhilio enters this series with legit materials. He knows he has a lot of playoff experience inside his cup. So what does he expect from these veterans eventually? Limit touches on Wamar, match the energy of San Juan, limit their transition. But the main point on their board tonight inside the dugout was this: difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. 4 mountains to climb, 2 down. Have you, Coach Chris?
A beautiful saying right there by Coach Toto Duhilio. Definitely a quotable quote galing sa kanya. But these types of words keep these guys motivated, even though they have been hardened veterans throughout their careers. And these words just really bring out the best in them.
I thought those were words from our colleague. Galing kay Coach Toto yun?
Oh!
My former coach? Bakit nung naglalaro ko sa kanya, wala akong narinig mga ganong katamis na salita? You know? Pero, you know, Coach Toto, there's a lot to say about him. And one thing na hindi mo masasabi sa kanya is that it almost comes to, it's not a negative thing, but it's sometimes it sounds like it. Never siya nagalit. There is one guy that you can never piss off, you know, at least expressively. And that's one thing, when I played for him, all of our teammates, Boyet Bautista during that time, Gary Sevilla, Boss GK na ngayon, as you see the stop by Caloocan, hinihingi na namin sa kanya yon during that time na yun, in the PBL days. Coach, magalit ka naman. Diba? But those were beautiful quoted words. It's come a long way para kay Coach Toto, especially para sa squad na to sa Caloocan, right now playing San Juan in the semis.
That was a beautiful play by San Juan, but an even more gorgeous block by Caloocan on that shot attempt by the San Juan Knights. But Caloocan right now looking to tie this game, maybe even get the lead with a 3. Cervantes is now in the game together with Joko Tayongtong. Cervantes push shot, that's money for Real Cervantes.
Now Real Cervantes, he is always a threat on the post at times from the outside because he can hit that shot. I think he's going to be more impactful if he stays on the post because of his offensive skill set that time with the jump hook.
Still here by Caloocan. Tayongtong sees Flores.
Nice.
Flores very active here in the first quarter.
I love that. Tayongtong did not settle for the jumper, and what a finish by Flores, protecting that basketball with his inside shoulder. Turnover San Juan. Flores once again fouled by Miranda.
That's going to be 2 free throws coming up para kay Josh Flores. And Josh Flores now with an opportunity to get past his average during that last series that they had against Manila. Tunghayan natin itong fast break of the game brought to you by SportsMax, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max.
I must say, Javi, yan yung pinaka-rare times that I saw, if not the first time, na nausog itong si Juan. Usually, he holds his ground sa mga ganong defensive possessions. Not that time against Josh Flores.
Josh Flores looking like he's very locked in coming into this series.
Very evident, no?
You can see it in
Kita
the
mo sa
body
mata,
language and
body
in the
language
face.
sa mata.
9-6, Flores splits his free throws. He averaged only 6.5 points in that series against Manila. Orlin Omar has also now checked into the game, the cornerstone of this San Juan franchise, as has Papa Reynel Ugnaatan, who misses from 3. Caloocan could not get it on the putback. A battle for the loose ball ends up with the guys in white. Tayong Tong, a little hesitation, blocked there by Panganiban.
A good job of recovering that driving lane after he gave up a few steps on Joko Tayong Tong, who was the best player of their last matchup a month ago, with 17 points coming off the bench. Block right there by Panganiban, who gets subbed out by AC Soberano.
Penalty na dito ang San Juan Knights with still 3 minutes and 44 to go in the first quarter, to the dismay of Senator Jinggoy Estrada on that San Juan sideline.
Nagparamdam kagad ng bawi. Ito si Juan, no? Binangga siya doon sa huling fast break ni Flores. Ito naman sa half court, binangga niya off the inbounds. Yun nga lamang, may pito, foul.
And you don't usually see that frustration coming from Juan. Dahil sabi mo nga kanina, Coach, he's usually a very steady, sturdy defender.
Correct.
Flores now with 9 of the 11 points of the Caloocan Batang Kankaloon here in the first quarter. Omar back to Caloocan. Cervantes on him. The handoff to AC Soberano, the best 3-point shooter in the league this season, but he misses on his first attempt. Soberano will not force it. Omar, couple of dribbles, bounce pass to Wang, the pass fake, the flip shot, wala. Flores with a rebound.
Was not able to gather himself and was undecisive for that push shot.
Cervantes says, let's take some more time here off our shot clock. Junbon Subre, the best blocks man in the league this season. Inigo forces it up, wala yan. Ugnaatan with a rebound. Two-man action between him and Wamar. Wamar no-looks it to Caloocan. Could not finish on the reverse. Gets it back. Cervantes wasn't able to get good position. Was behind Mike Caloocan as he went up for that shot.
Making a case is Caloocan na yung unang attempt pa lang daw niya, foul na. But a good job of him recovering that basketball and getting it sa pangalawang pagkakataon. Active start by Caloocan, who led the last series in scoring at almost 20 a game. 6.5 rebounds. Silang dalawa ni Maikes, no? Average double figures. Maikes, who has yet to see action. Is he on the bench even?
He is, Coach.
Yes, yeah. 10 points, 6 boards in the last game. In the last series, though. Excuse me.
Caloocan makes the second free
Eto
throw.
na, yan. Speaking of the night.
Maikes now in the game. 11-8 is the score. 2 minutes and 44 to go. Paul Sanga rin pumasok para kay Coach Toto Dohilio.
Empty corner ball screen.
Tayong Tong near the free throw line. Could not get the bounce. Maikes gets his first rebound. Soberano trying to go early. Maikes, he can hit that three. At that time, he does it. Ooh, could have been a push against Reynel Ugnaatan. Yes, it is a push.
I thought San Juan was already fortunate. Hindi tinawagan ng tulak si Juan. Pero nakita na yung pangalawa na si Reynel.
Problema doon, penalty na dito ang San Juan. They were already in the penalty. 3 minutes and 44 pa lang ang natitira dito sa ating first quarter. There you see it. Obvious push by Reynel Ugnaatan. Kita-kita naman natin.
Reynel Ugnaatan almost feels like even though dalawa pa lang ang talo, dalawa lang ang talo nitong San Juan they're always in a better position pag si Reynel maganda ang laro. Lalong-lalo na sa dulo dahil tiwala na sa kanya itong si Coach Senator Jinggoy Estrada. At times he would finish the games. And in game 1 of that series against Rizal, Ugnaatan at 10, 6, and 4, 10.6 rebounds, 4 assists in 22 minutes. Struggled in the second game though.
Soberano could not hit from the left corner pocket. Here comes Caloocan. Tayong to, crossover into the middle. Left hand layup is good.
You gotta love how Joko Toyongton protected the basketball for him to make that left-handed layup. A little misdirection, nakatingin sa kanan pero pupunta ng kaliwa. Ayun yung proteksyon sa bola. And then the finish with the left.
Gotta love that crossover plus the low gather there by Joko Toyongton. Makes it a 6-point lead now. 1 minute and 58 to go dito sa ating first quarter.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Talk about Joko Toyongton here, only averaged close to 6 points in the season, but in that quarterfinal series against Manila, 9.5 points para sa kanya. And you mentioned, Coach, the best player in that matchup against San Juan during the regular season.
Well, Joko Toyongton has always been a dynamic player, because to me, the way I see him, if he decides to score, he can score anytime because he has that ability. He showed that also in college. If he decides to be a playmaker, he also has that ability. He can do a little bit of both as well, and you see that in the numbers. As Wamar, ang ganda ng sagot niya after a timeout, may kasama pang ngiti.
Orlan Wamar, he will not allow his squad to be down just like that. Toyongton will try to answer, and Wamar clears it for the Knights. Wamar pushing, assessing his options. Sees Maikes on the roll. Help defense was there. Juan with the 3. Sanga chases it down. At Inigo will slow things down para sa Caloocan.
Horns.
Cervantes, 3 on the way. Wouldn't work. Wamar dribbles baseline. Juan.
Yeah, Juan.
That's one step too many para kay Zach Juan.
Alam niya. Hindi na rin siya nagtaka sa tawag. Pero yun nga, yung after that long shot, long rebound ni Cervantes, off to the races ang San Juan papunta sa kabila.
A 3-point king of the MPBL featured here in the 3-point shot, brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
Natalo niya pati yung teammate niya, si Soberano.
That's correct. Toyongton.
Nice move.
Di na inantay si Paul Sanga off the stagger. Dropped it off to Bonsubre, who could not finish. Wamar, no looks it. Soberano scoops it up and in.
Everybody, their eyes was on the ball in their ball handler kay Orlan Wamar. Hindi nila alam at the backside. Patakbo na sa outside lane si Soberano as the recipient of that layup, offensive foul against Cervantes kay Maikes.
And there you see Coach Toto Diohilio. It's very calm, so docile on that sideline. What a pass there by Orlan Wamar. Seeing AC Soberano, man, much of his underrated assets in his game, finishing inside. Ito si AC Soberano.
Now he's got to feel good about that layup. That was his second attempt already after missing his first 3 and struggled mightily in the last series, averaging only 8 minutes per game on 3.5 points per game in 2 games.
And that is going to do it for our first quarter between Caloocan and San Juan. Both teams exchanging runs here in the opening quarter. Nico Panganiban initiating offense early here para sa San Juan Knights. Kalisaan was very aggressive, trying to look for his shots early on. But Joko Tayong-Tong also setting the tone offensively here para sa Batang Kangkaloo.
Malaking bagay yan para sa Batang Kangkaloo, kaya dikit ang laro nila even if they're playing away, because Joko Tayong-Tong off the bench has made a lot of good decisions para sa kanyang koponan. Pero pumasok si Orlan Wamar, nagbago rin ang laro para sa San Juan. He hit that 3 off a timeout and that last dime to hit Soberano for his first 2. 14-13, lamang ang Caloocan.
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino.
And you're joined by Coach Christian Luanzon and Ms. Mika Abisames. We are live on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal Satellite Channel 53 on the Pilipinas Live app, Facebook, YouTube, and on 1PH. First quarter field goal story. Not very good for both squads. 4 out of 13 para sa Caloocan, 5 out of 23 for San Juan. That's 21 and 30% respectively.
Both teams really defensive-minded. Hindi natin masyado nakita yung mga easy baskets, maybe one or at most two for both teams. But the scouting report, the defensive schemes for both teams so far has been on point.
These two are two of the best defensive squads in the MPBL this year. Espinas grabs that board para sa Caloocan. Micah still could not finish inside the paint. Tayong-Tong, bounce pass. Bonsubre has Espinas on a running start but forced up a shot. Wamar, hesitation. Nice find to pin Villapando.
Anytime you're a newbie coming in a playoff game, ang laking bagay ng mga ganyan na easy basket na shoot mo kagad. Yung una mong tirang ganda ng pasa ni Wamar. Espinas misses once again underneath, complaining for a foul. Ito na ang San Juan muli.
15-14. The Knights looking to extend their lead. Wamar felt he got clipped on the arm. And there's a foul against Caloocan. I think it's going to be on Bonsubre.
Yeah.
This is our play of the game brought to you by Suzuki. That hesitation of Orlan Wamar has been so potent.
Yung look away, no? Yung not the quickest move, at least in this instant. Pero nabenta niya ng mata niya at yung galaw, dalawang tumalon, drop pass.
We talked about it a lot. Orlan Wamar, you know, coming from a guy who comes off the bench to now the face of this San Juan franchise, just really very impressive. Hugnatan has a smaller Palencia on him. 5 on the shot clock for the Knights. Push shot, Hugnatan, wala. Kalahat gets the possession for Caloocan. Flores is asking for it. He had 9 points in the first quarter, but Palencia just gave it up to him right now. Flores forces it up, couldn't get the bounce, almost got the offensive rebound, but Hugnatan ends up with it. Galinato will attack the defense. Almost went nowhere, but sees Maiquez. And Maiquez finally gets his first bucket.
Now, Galinato is going to get the assist, but that was more of Maiquez because he sealed his man from the backside. Nakuha niya yung angulo, and Galinato executing that tough pass and a catch for Maiquez.
Kalahat out to Palencia. Free throw line J. No dice para kay Irvin Palencia. Galinato will set things up here for the Knights. Omar set a screen, fell down. Hugnatan did the same, but Hugnatan is still up. Would it go for the shot? Galinato had to adjust in mid-air. Galinato off the glass.
Excellent patience by San Juan on a double drag screen by Galinato. Gave the ball up. Reynald Hugnatan giving up the good shot for the better one. And Galinato giving up the open shot for the higher percentage one. A little dipsy-do underneath, has always been a talented player.
19-14 now. 5 is the lead for the San Juan Knights. Timeout for the Caloocan 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 𝗗𝗜𝗩𝗜𝗔. Exactly 7 minutes to play in the first half. This timeout brought to you by the MPBL Party List. Ang
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo. Walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Let's take a look at the comparative stats for both of these squads, San Juan and Caloocan. Coach, what stands out to you the most?
Well, the points scored. Obviously, 20th itong Caloocan, but their defense nakabawi doon, no? 71.8 for 5th in the league. Hindi naman nalalayo itong San Juan at 8. And this is really a surprise to me because we're used to seeing San Juan in the top 3 in 6 seasons in the MPBL, but being the top 10 and being the number 1 team pretty much the whole season, especially after they beat Pampanga about 2 months ago, really solidified that spot sa number 1.
And they just proved that height isn't always might here in the MPBL. Magat has checked in the game for the first time for Caloocan, making that good delivery to Romel Kalahat as he was falling down on that baseline.
So Kalahat is also a player that, can be an impactful one. He can score, he can rebound, he can score in transition. Had 16 points in their last game, in their last matchup rather, before the playoffs.
And Coach, in that Manila series, he was actually responsible. His peskiness got Greg Slaughter ejected from that game.
Correct.
Got him that suspension.
Oo, 5 fouls pa nga siya, no? Silang dalawa ni Ronnie Matias, 5 fouls nung first game na yon. Kumbaga, naging sacrificial lamb sila, pero kumbaga, Goliath din yung na-sacrifice the next game. Itong si Greg Slaughter. Nagbunga yung kanilang sakripisyo.
Despite being undermanned in terms of talent against a Manila squad that had a lot of big names, literally big names on their squad, Caloocan still able to sweep them. Espinas, he likes this spot on the floor. I think there was a pull down there by Dexter Maikis.
With his left arm, I believe. Pangalawang foul na ni Maikis.
Senator Jinggoy Estrada trying to ponder how this San Juan squad can pull away from this Caloocan team who refuses to back down. Flores had Omar on him, still on him, but Palencia blows by his defender to get those 2 points.
Senator Jinggoy, Coach Senator, excuse me, not happy with the defense, blew by the defense of Galinato. He shouldn't be happy also with the help defense because all 4 red shirts helping was watching only.
And I'm sure he's not happy with that last shot that Orlan Omar took very early in the shot clock, just as he crossed half court, went up for that 3-pointer right away. Caloocan now with a chance to take the lead. Kalahat couldn't get that shot to go. Calesan with a rebound. Calesan now with 5 rebounds in the game to go with his 6 points. Villapando, not really a good outside shooter. Omar directing traffic. Calesan, hindi na tumama yung screen na sinet niya. Galinato, what a fake then. That's short. And now Caloocan pushing it in transition. Palencia. Butterfingers. That's definitely last touch on Calesan. That was on his foot.
Time daw that baseline ball screen and action na gustong-gustong gawin itong San Juan. Nakita mo yung double team sa baseline. Ito yung atake ni Palencia. Kita nyo, 4 red shirts. Pinanood lamang siya yung help defense. Wala.
Espinas to the other side. Palencia, this time he attacks middle. Last minute decision to pass to Kalahat. Kalahat had to take it. Couldn't make it. Magat the offensive board. Drop step. I don't know if that was a pass or a shot. Nevertheless, a turnover for Caloocan. Maiquez, a little Pinoy step. And the 2 points for Dexter Maiquez.
And not the fastest of finish that you see, but just enough to finish over 2 white shirts. Right there, Kalahat was the only one that challenged Espinas. Just watched from his side. 3-point lead, San Juan.
Espinas sees Flores on the clock, and Josh Flores now in double figures with 11 points. A chance to go for 12, but that bonus free throw coming right up para sa kanya.
It was a great pass, but a better cut. You see this cut, timely cut by Josh Flores. And coaches say having your eyes make layups. Pagkatapos niya nun, yung naging follow through niya, yung mata niya, ito may 3-point play pang kasama.
Ken also a little bit too late in preventing that cut by Josh Flores. Flores, the first guy in double figures in this game, leading all scorers with those 11 points. 3 out of 5 from the field, 5 out of 7 now from the free throw line, failing to complete the 3-point play opportunity. Galinato tried to deliver a feed down low to Calisan, who was cutting through the middle. That's a turnover for the Knights, who now have 6 in that department.
Cutting through the middle, but he cut in between 2 white shirts, so it was really a tough pass to get through. Turnover.
Under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Cabanag is back in the game and now has the basketball. Palencia quickly to Magat. Magat will fire and hit.
Yes, 5 points in the game, which is a surprise to me, especially knowing that Cabanag has yet to score on 3 attempts.
Wamar outside, Galinato, no good. Kalisaan, yes sir. Eight points in the game for Mike Kalisan. Palencia. Wamar draws the charge on Irvin. What a matchup at the point guard position between Irvin Palencia and Orlan Omar Jr. This 3-point shot of the game brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. This is a guy who started off the season with the Abra Weavers. Didn't make much of an impact there, but his stint here with Caloocan, especially in that series against Manila, very valuable for Caloocan.
First of all, a lot of players didn't make an impact in Abra. I think they were the team who had a lineup of a totality of, I counted at one point, almost 30 players, being traded, released, and everything. Second, anytime there's an opportunity in front of you as Caloocan with an opportunity to score after a turnover, Toyong Tong just does that. It's an opportunity for Magat right here to shine, and he's doing so right now with those 5 points so far.
Caloocan in the lead by 2, 25-23. Malonzo crossover to the middle, loses it. Calisan picks it up, but Cabanag is down. He looks like he's holding on to his left.
Alam mo, possible anspo to.
Side.
Oo. Kasi hinila ng dalawang kamay.
This is the fast break of the game brought to you by SportsMax, powered by Playmax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. You mentioned, Coach, if Joko Toyong-Tong wants to score, he will score.
But you see here, he was really determined to get to the basket, even though there were a few red shirts in front or between him.
Outside of Josh Flores, the score for Caloocan has been spread out through a lot of players in this game so far.
And that's with your leading scorer still scoreless in Jeremy Cabanag. Ito, ang ganda nung, well, after seeing the replay, definitely a foul by Malonzo, but I thought fortunate was Caloocan because that ball hit the foot of Joko Toyongtong. Or Cabanac, rather.
Ball falls out of the hands of Magat. He could have handled the pass on the pressure release. Malonzo almost does the same. Caloocan wants to travel. No whistle blown. 25 to 23.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Wamar, short. That's going to go the other way. Caloocan basketball. That was a quick possession for the Knights.
And this is what I mean kay Coach Toto Duhilio. Even though it was an obvious travel, a lot of coaches, possibly including myself, would have been furious na hindi nakita yon. Si Coach Toto napangiti na lamang.
It was actually his whole coaching staff who were up in arms. At siya, talagang he just maintained his position. Dangerous pass met by the hands of Orlan Wamar. Miranda leaves it for 𝗓𝗓𝗓, and that definitely is a foul in everybody's eyes.
Well, I thought he had a great chance, though, to finish that play with a three-point play. But he was just trying to sell it too much. You see, pinapagalitan siya ng coaching staff ng San Juan because I think they're saying the exact same thing.
𝗓𝗓𝗓 leads the way in this game so far for San Juan with 8 points. Could not extend his total with that first missed free throw.
Yeah, a shot with sort of like a hitch, before the release.
Well, at least it's not the hitch like Mikal Bridges has right now.
Right. Pero at least nawala na kay Tatum.
Yeah. Even prettier looking shot right now para kay JC Tatum. 𝗓𝗓𝗓 splits his free throws. San Juan with that signature press defense. But Caloocan breaks it, although Flores turns it over.
Good pass.
Wamar makes it from downtown. They forgot about Cabanac, talking about the Knights. A little bit too celebratory were San Juan after that made shot by Orlan Wamar. Cabanac making them pay, but Miranda with a quick response.
Ano mo, Javi, we gotta check the date today. It feels like it's December 31, 11:59 p.m.
I can barely hear you, to be honest.
My goodness.
It is so loud inside the MPBL 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 Center right now.
It's like Happy New Year, MPBL.
And this is just the second round, mind you.
Right.
Action will only continue to rise.
And para sa mga nanonood that just joined us, no? Ngayon, ganito rin nung first game. You could make a case mas maingay pa nung first game.
And even if none of them had home court in that first game, we're talking about Pampanga and Nueva Ecija.
Sa Tagalog, dinala nila yung mga tropa nila rito. Ang bigat ng tropa.
Yung buong bayan ata, Coach Halos.
Bayan ng Nueva Ecija at Pampanga.
Pampanga getting that first victory. Orlan Wamar looking at the crowd here, telling them that, I got this, relax. 6 points in the game for Joko Toyongtong, tying things up at 29 apiece. Under a minute to play dito sa ating first half. Caloocan also putting on some backcourt pressure here on the Knights. Miranda now calling out the play.
Gamboa nasa loob na rin. First time to check in.
Wamar tried to sell a foul call. Unfortunately, our referees will not oblige. That's another miss for him from downtown.
Yeah, which I thought messed up his shot too. Now that's a shot makeable para kay Wamar.
That's a foul against the Knights. Senator Jinggoy Estrada is not a happy man on that San Juan bench.
Si Sen Jinggoy buong season, parang sponsor natin yan loyal sponsor natin as Extreme. Extreme yung ngiti, Extreme yung galit. Dalawa lang yun yung sa kanya.
Lalo't-lalo na, pag nagmimintis yung mga player niya ng free throw, talagang di siya natutuwa.
Oo, and ako, ang pinakagusto ko sa kanya pag halftime, namimigay ng chichirya.
Oo.
Talagang parang Pasko. Every game, lalo na dito sa San Juan.
Toyongtong converts on the second, breaks the tie. They are now up by 1, 30 to 29.
Wala po tayo sa first quarter. mga kaibigan. Second quarter na po ito. A low-scoring affair between the number 1 seed San Juan and the 5th seed Caloocan.
Two of the best defensive teams in the league, as we've mentioned. San Juan, number 5, while Caloocan is number 8. That's Gamboa trying to flip it up off the glass. Kalisan, another offensive rebound and put back.
Shutting out the noise here against Caloocan because dala ng fans nila yan. Because of that basket and that stop, papasok tayo sa halftime. Lamang ang Knights.
We've been going back and forth here in the first half. These first 20 minutes of action have really brought us a high-energy ball game between these two squads. And why not? Because this is the Northern Division semifinals. The Knights up by 1, 31-30. Our halftime score brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
Welcome back to a halftime here between the San Juan Knights and the Caloocan 𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗛 in Game 1 of their best-of-3 series dito sa ating North Division semifinals. We're live from the PhilOil Eco-Oil Center in San Juan, and during the halftime break, nanalo po ng Suzuki Avenis itong si Jeff Sandoy galing sa Caloocan. What a lucky shot that was, a shot from half court. And Caloocan now down against the San Juan Knights just by 1 point, 31-30 here, Coach Christian.
Well, maging senyales kaya yan, no? Para sa San Juan na mananalo ngayong gabi. Ang ganda ng tirang yun. Pero ito, Caloocan making a case that they deserve this game also. And Josh Flores, somebody that you could say you didn't expect to score a bunch no first half. He was in double figures. You see the numbers right here. Identical. 35 to 31% points of turnovers, saka turnovers the same. Inside points, hindi nalalayo. Ganun din yung fast break. Kaya ngayon, ang kalamangan, isa lamang para sa San Juan. Toyong-tong, I thought, without his, his contribution of changing the game in that first half, pwede mo masabi, dapat lamang na malaki itong San Juan. Kalisaan was also steady for them. Hit a few baskets, especially the first basket of the game, and was able to get a rhythm after that. 11 and 6, Kalisaan and Wamar. Maikes with 4 because he was saddled with fouls. Got too early and then napilitan-palitan siya. And para sa kabilang koponan naman, Flores 11, Toyong-tong 7. The rest, 3 and 3 for Cervantes and Magat. But nabanggit nga natin to, it's been a defensive-minded game for both teams. I believe, pagdating sa dulo nito, labanan din to ng kondisyon. Pag San Juan, younger legs, younger players, tingnan natin kumakasabay ang Caloocan hanggang sa dulo.
But Caloocan also has been trying to put on the backcourt pressure here on the San Juan Knights, trying to give them a dose of their own medicine. Pero bago natin simulan na ating second half, punta muna tayo kay Ms. Mika Abisamis, who is with Mr. Ronnie Ricketts.
Maraming salamat, Tama Kahavi. Kasama ko nga ngayon ang nag-iisang Ronnie Ricketts. Good evening, sir. It's a very exciting ball game, and I'm sure you are enjoying this game. I know you are here supporting San Juan.
Of course, San Juan Knights tayo.
Sir, alam ko na nakikinig ngayon ng mga San Juan fans. Ano pong gusto nyo sabihin sa kanila at tulungan nyo naman ang San Juan Knights na pasuportahin sila sa kanila?
Tuloy-tuloy lang tayo. As you can see, close yung game, no? But we're very confident. Kaya natin to. Kapit lang.
Tsaka Sir Ronnie, meron ka pa bang mga gustong batiin?
Nandito yung idol ko, si Christian Lonson. Of course, si Commissioner Dorentes. Of course, yung kaibigan natin, Rudy Destrito. Mga barkada natin yan.
Alright,
and sa lahat ng fans, full support.
Oh my God.
Thank you very much, sir, for visiting us here once again. The one and only Ronnie Ricketts. Balik sa inyo. Happy, Coach Chris.
Parang ako dapat nagsasabi nun. This brings me back to my story earlier. It was incomplete. I was shy of telling it. Nung nagkasalubong kami sa Thailand, remind you, this was in a mall. Kasama niya kanyang may bahay. Siya pa ang tumawag sa akin. Sobrang nahiya ako. And I was surprised that he knew me. So, Sir Ronnie Ricketts, I don't know. Pero it's good to see you.
Always good to see celebrities and stars here in the venue, especially now at this stage of the season.
I'm a fake one.
There's a coach's challenge on the floor here by Caloocan, and this is brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. We're going to take a short break here with 9 minutes and 23 still remaining. No, we're going to remain on the air. All right, we're going to remain on the air here. Coach Toto Johelio rounding out his troops here. So has Senator Jinggoy Estrada and the rest of the San Juan Knights. This third quarter going to be very crucial here in this game para sa parehong koponan because no team has been able to really pull away.
And that's really the key for both teams because it feels like yung tema ng laro that the first team that could pull away could dictate the outcome of this game. And ito, yung sundot nitong si Ervin Palets.
You can see the look on his face.
Yeah, the disappointment. Mac Cardona getting a lot of airtime as well. Captain Hook.
Omar unable to get it to go right there on that runner. San Juan still in the lead, 34-30. Palencia, Espinas, Matias, Flores, Cabanag, the 5 on the floor for Coach Toto Trujillo. Cabanag sees Espinas getting good position against �𝗏𝗧𝗛. That's the Bruce and the deuce para kay Gabby Espinas.
And that's something na matagal nang inaasam ni Gabby Espinas as he struggled in the first half. This is his first field goal after being 0 for 3. Had a couple, had a turnover, did have 2 blocks, but this is his first basket.
This is our assist of the game na hinandog sa atin ng MPBL party list, ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. That was Jennifer Cabanag responsible for that feed to Gabby Espinas.
Binibigyan sila ng problema ni �𝗏𝗧𝗛 sa opensiba. Maganda rin, bigyan mo siya ng problema sa kabila.
Espinas averaging 8.4 points this season para sa Caloocan, missing on the bonus. Wamar speeding his way past multiple defenders, just could not get the 2 points at the basket. Palencia had Cabanag stepping on that sideline clearly. There was no question. And Cabanag do it.
I thought San Juan was fortunate that happened because they had the perfect opportunity to extend the lead. Wamar had an open Pangilinan on the left side corner, but opted to go all the way to the cup for the miss. Pero turnover, itong si Cabanag.
The 2024 MPBL Playoffs is live on 1PH, MPTV Channel 98 on Signal, Satellite Channel 53 on the Pilipinas Live app, as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channels. Javi Palanya joined by Coach Christian Luanzon. Panganiban fires, could not hit. Flores collects the rebound. Siya na rin ang magbababa dito para sa Batang Kangkalu. Cabanag wants a screen. He gets a double high. He uses the Matias one. Matias pops out. Tried to go down low to Espinas. Leaking out here is Michael �𝗏𝗧𝗛. That's going to be a walk in the park for the San Juan big man.
And Ronnie Matias knows better. Quickly admits to that turnover because that pass wasn't clear to Gabby Espinas. He was actually open at the top of the key on that horn set. Turnover and an easy freebie for �𝗏𝗏𝗛, pero naibawi naman kagad between the two bigs. This time, Espinas to Matias.
How crucial will be the production of Ronnie Matias and Gabby Espinas in this series para sa Caloocan, Coach, as we take a look first at this finish by Mike �𝗏𝗏𝗛 after the stop by the Knights.
Well, at this point, there's a challenge right here because Coach Senator Jinggoy feels na walang foul yun. But to your question, I think anything that they score, and especially if they score in double figures, it's going to be a bonus at this point of their career.
This Coach's Challenge is brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. We're going to take a short break.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful. Ball on the floor stays, foul on number 14.
Unsuccessful challenge para dito kay Coach Senator Jinggoy Estrada. Tingnan mo ulit natin yon. Here's my kiss. Trying to put the body on Gabby Espinas. �𝗏𝗏𝗛 went over to double, and then Miranda went over there to try and swipe that basketball away from Ronnie Matias.
Kumbaga sa anak, dinisiplina kagad ni Senator Jinggoy. No, and that's a price that sometimes when you listen to your player, you know, it comes with a territory that you have to accept. You win the challenge, sometimes you're gonna lose it. At dahil natalo sila sa challenge na yun, pinaupo niya muna itong si Ajem.
Matias splits his charities. It's 36-33. More than 2 minutes have gone by here in the third quarter. Sidestep Panganiban, the pass. Denison is in the game for the first time. Back to Nico. That's off to the right. Palencia looking to push, but sees no advantage. San Juan was back on defense right away. Flores sees Cabanag popping out of those two screens. Instead, Matias gets the basketball. Now it's with Espinas. The double comes. Behind the back pass to Ronnie. Matias gets it to Flores, and Flores was stripped. And the ball sails out of bounds. Still will stay with Caloocan. 2 segundo na lang sa kanilang shot clock.
Jeremy Kamanang not happy after running through a series of screens and not getting the basketball. You can see clearly in the body language, but here a beautiful cut from the backside. Just misses the layup. Ronnie Matias trying to clean it up. Wala.
Matias, who has not missed in the playoffs before this game, could not finish at the basket. And on the other side, ang pambawi ng San Juan had Nico Panganiban going all the way to the cup and drawing a foul on the Caloocan defense.
Javi, obviously, low-scoring ball game affair tayo. Tulad na nabanggit natin nung first half. I think it's safe to say, a big factor to that, yung ingay dito sa loob ng mga horns, no? Dala ng side ng Caloocan.
And that has always been a staple, yeah. Especially when you play in the Caloocan Sports Complex. Mas maingay pa dito. And you know, a lot of these players played in the UAP and the NCAA. Sanay sila sa maiingay na venue, mga drums and all. Pero like, yung Torotot, iba eh.
Iba. It's not like this. Yeah. Iba yung dala ng drum. May mga drums din tayo. No? Nadala ng San Juan, I believe. Pero halos hindi mo na napapansin yung drums eh. Ito kapansin-pansin to. Nung umpisa pa lang.
14 points now in the game for the young gun, Josh Flores. He has been leading the way for the Batang Kankaloon in this game. But his squad now tied up with San Juan at 36 apiece. Maikes hesitated for a bit. That one's short. Cabanag looks up and he will walk it up the floor here for the Batang Kankaloon. Cabanag at multiple times during the season has played point guard para sa kanyang kupunan. Valencia is at the corner. Spins against Wamar. Kick out Matias for 3. No, sir. Wamar will push. Wamar, what a pass! But Maikes could not handle it. Still manages to get it to Calisan. Couldn't get it on the finger roll. Cabanag is protecting that basketball with all his might.
Possession arrow nakaturo sa Caloocan.
A spectacular effort being shown there by Jeremy Cabanag. Since college, he has shown that poise defensively and that tenacity. But his offense has greatly improved since his Sanbeda days, definitely.
No question. And a little 2-2-1 press, 3-quarter court press by San Juan.
AC Soberano on that San Juan bench, yet to make an impact from the outside in this game for the Knights. In fact, San Juan is 3 out of 18 from downtown in this game. That's only 16%. Matias decides to hand off to Flores. The hot hand for Caloocan in this game. He turns the corner. Wamar is still with him. Flores shovels a pass. Espinas has to take it. Beat the shot clock, but that hits nothing.
24-second shot clock violation.
Turnover number 12 in the game for the Batang Kankaloon.
Almost halfway sa third quarter. And you could see unti-unti palitan na ng tao, dalawang koponan.
Well, Coach, you were talking about conditioning being a factor in this game. Paul Sanga and Joko Toyong-Tong coming off the bench now para sa Caloocan.
And it's not to say na wala sa kondisyon itong mga players because of the gap, no? Yung pahinga in between, yung isang linggo. Sustaining yung conditioning, importante pa rin as they continue to practice and prepare for each game.
Flores wants it to get to smaller Galinato. Flores. Drop step. Another step through and the basket for Josh Flores.
Josh Flores, a big possibility not in the top priority scouting report ng San Juan. Nagagawa niya lahat ng gusto niya.
And a steal by Caloocan. Espinas running the floor. Espinas will score. 4 points in the game para kay Gabby Espinas. Former NCAA Rookie MVP helping Caloocan to this 4-point advantage. Wamar wants a clear out. Blows by Matias. Still could not finish. Wamar has been struggling offensively here in the second half. Tayongtong, head and shoulder fake into the middle. Matias out to Sanga. That one's short. Saw it right from the moment it left his hands. Ito si Paul Sanga.
Gabi Espinas is gassed. He's been asking for a sub after hitting that layup as he sprinted down. Ito yon. Turnover. Tayongtong, lead pass. Espinas might have gotten away with a few steps, but still the effort to sprint and finish at this point of his life, his career. Ayon, nagpasab pero sulit.
Well, it's been mentioned throughout the season, Coach, that he continues to work hard on his game. He continues to want to play excellent basketball because he wants to be a good example to his son, Zave Espinas, who is also trying to make a career in basketball. Maiquez, the basket, and one para kay Dexter Maiquez.
Now, this isn't supposed to happen, especially with that front court change substitution na ginawa, no? Cervantes, eto, minama ni Maiquez, help defense, late dumating, but the concentration by Maiquez and to earn an extra free throw right now to trim this lead down to 1.
11.1 points per game this season para kay Dexter Maiquez, including almost 8 rebounds per contest. He's now about to equal that average with just a point remaining. He has 10 in the game. 40-39. Sanga receives the handoff. There's a switch. Two former Tamaraos going at it. That's Denison and Cervantes. Cervantes gets it to Kalat. He misses on the first try but gets it on the second.
The off-ball movement is really tough to guard, especially when your concentration is on the ball. At that time, Kalahat with a baseline cut from the weak side and gets it on the second opportunity after being blocked.
Galinato for 3. No good. Sanga could have tapped it to himself. Cervantes passes to the wrong man. Galinato to Wamar. Quick trigger. Magat with a board. Oh, dangerous pass. Gives it right into the waiting hands of Mike Malonzo.
Those are 3 straight lapses between Cervantes and Magat on 3 different possessions. Kahit kakapasok lamang nila.
Kalahat uses the Magat screen. Magat popped out to the 3-point line, but Kalahat decided to try and make a pass to Tayongtong, which results in a turnover. Marvin Taiwan making his first appearance in this one, together with Reynel Hugnatan, who already saw action in the first half. There's that turnover by Magat that gets Mike Malonzo to that reverse basket underneath.
Hindi na bago to para sa San Juan or even kay Marvin Taiwan. We've seen this a lot of times. Kung saan ipapasok na, no? Ito si Marvin Taiwan sa second half and would still have an impact sa laro. Tingnan natin kung magagawa niya ngayon. Ulit.
Ball sails out of bounds. Referee saying last touch on the Knights. 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. They've been going back and forth. No team able to pull away. Tayongtong on the right side. Cervantes hands it off to his former FEU buddy in Paul Sanga. Cervantes puts the ball on the deck. Siya naman ngayon ang nagmama laban sa depensa ng San Juan.
Well, in this lineup defensively for San Juan, I don't see anyone stopping Rail Cervantes if he's in bully mode.
Hugnatan finally gets it to Galinato. Maiquez couldn't hit the 3. Tayongtong given problems there by Taiwan, but he's able to get it across to Magat. Tayongtong gets it back but could not finish. Malonzo leaves it. Maiquez, the fake and the foul. He's going to go to the line for 2 shots.
It's a good hard foul. Pagkatapos siya kumagat doon sa fake ni Maiquez to prevent the 3-point play.
Only attempts 8 and 9 from the free throw line in this game para sa San Juan. This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances. Ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Maikes sinks the first. There you see John Clarito in attendance, former champion here in the MPBL, of course, with the San Juan Knights. He was the one responsible.
Yeah.
For that championship that they garnered. Maikes now past his season average. 12 points in the game for the former Zamboanga big man. Nico Panganiban will come in. A minute and 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 44-43. Kalahat pushes it past the timeline. Cervantes is calling for a guard.
He's furious.
Cervantes assessing the defense. Cervantes spins away against Maikes, but the help defense from Reynel Hugnatan denying him access. Taiwan will take it by himself against a plethora of white shirts inside.
Doon mo makikita, no? Tulad nung nabanggit natin na sanay na sa mga ganitong sitwasyon si Marwin Taiwan. A lot of players, when they don't play in the first half, it takes a while for them to get their rhythm, but not Marwin Taiwan. Kita mo naman, did not even hesitate to attack that small gap and force the foul against Caloocan. Yun nga lamang, miss yung free throw. At syempre, tulad nga nun banggit mo, hindi masaya si Senator Jinggoy doon.
6 out of 10 are the Knights from the free throw line, while si Caloocan is 10 out of 16.
Palagay ko yan ang pet peeve niya.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Diba?
And he hates it when his players miss free throws, especially during the end game when it's most important, especially in a close game like this one. And you know, Coach, what's most impressive for Marwin Taiwan when he gives that impact off the bench, even for not playing a long time? This guy was a former star player for the Navotas Clutch back in the day.
Right.
Magat will take it from downtown. Cervantes couldn't tap it to himself. And here comes Taiwan. Former EAC General couldn't get the inside hand scoop. That's Inigo. Pushing the envelope for Caloocan. Emergency pass. Good thing he got it to Magat, who leaves it for Kalahat. Kalahat puts it up off the glass and in. 8 seconds to go in the third quarter. Does Taiwan realize it? He looks at the clock. Now he knows. Taiwan will take it just below the logo. That's off to the left. And that's it for the third quarter. Senator Jinggoy Estrada, a frustrated look on his face. His team down by 2 here. Let's check the highlights of the game, brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
And this was the high-low play between the guard and Gabby Espinas. That was his first field goal after the turnover by Ronnie Machas. The quick touchdown on the other end by Calisaan. Skip pass. Flores is having obviously a game with 14 points to lead all scorers, 16 rather. And Maikes had himself quite a quarter. No, itong si Maikes already with a dozen. Pero papasok ng fourth lamang ang Caloocan by 2.
Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game, just like the Avenis, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenis, oras na para magmotor. We welcome you to the fourth quarter of Game 1 between the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu and the top seed, the San Juan Knights. Avi Palanya joined by Coach Christian Loanza, and there you see Commissioner Kenneth Doremdes joined by Sir Dennis Abella, and of course, first nominee of the MPBL party list here in attendance dito sa 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 Center.
Wala man sila sa attendance dito sa venue, pero nanonood sila. No? Ngayon, former teammate and UST Growling Tiger standout Kasim Mirza at kanyang girlfriend na si Ali Esguerra, who is, by the way, anak, kung kilala mo, si Coach Itoy Esguerra. No? At nanonood din, syempre, taga San Juan to. Maglalaro kaya sa San Juan to balang araw, player namin, Terence Fortea.
Oh, Terence Fortea. Uy, may game kayo bukas, Coach.
Oo.
Baka kailangan na niya matulog soon, ha?
Oo, dapat. Kasama ni Terence, si Gian Sibilia.
Cervantes missing from the outside. Alonso getting possession here for the Knights. 46-44. They can tie the game here, and Ganiban does so with that layup inside. Great incursion in the paint by Nico Panganiban.
What a beautiful drive right there by Panganiban, who has not seen much of the ball going through the basket. He starts the quarter, though, with that strong drive.
That's his first 2 points of the game, talking about Nico Panganiban. Before that, he was 0 out of 4 from the field.
Now look at this one. As they were trying to send him middle, the problem was wala yung help doon. Too much of a straight line drive. Magat off angle for that challenge. Panganiban all the way to the cup.
Gabby Espinas coming back in para kay Coach Toto Duhilio. So does Irvin Palencia. Achi Inigo has not stayed long on the floor in this game. Coach Toto Duhilio, I think, preferring that fast pace that Irvin Palencia has brought to this game para sa Caloocan. Panganiban decides to go left, sidestep to the right. Nico Panganiban, back-to-back hits.
Wala man bigote itong si Panganiban, pero Mr. Suave yung kanyang mga galawan, lalong-lalo na yung sidestep na yun.
He brings San Juan back in front, 48-46. Paul Sanga still without a bucket from the outside in this game. In fact, he is still scoreless. Palencia will take it from way downtown.
He had to take it. 2 segundo lamang dun sa shot clock. Ang ganda ng chase down itong si Maikes para sa loose ball rebound. Ito na ang San Juan.
Panganiban loses it. Espinas had the sky for that loose ball. Palencia to Sanga. Can this be basket number 1? Try to do a Steph Curry. That will not fall para kay Paul Sanga.
And had a good time to do that also. I would understand that if it was your 5th or 6th three. Nonetheless, ito Panganiban. What a quarter for him so far. 4 points. The 4th one, this beautiful sidestep.
Play of the game brought to you by Suzuki. That was Nico Panganiban. Here he is with the rock. Maikes with a hand in his face. That was a smaller Palencia challenging him to no avail para kay Dexter Maikes.
Not a good shot right there by Maikes, as Paul Sanga with a quick one right here. I thought he had Marwin Taiwan. Talk about Maikes open to his left.
Sanga is now 0 out of 3 from the field in this game.
Hugnatan wants a clear out.
Espinas ready to help. Malonzo sees Taiwan on the left side. Panganiban asking for it. He gets it. 5 on the shot clock. There's still time for Maikes. Could not hit. Malonzo is there. Forced shot on the reverse. Recycle for the Knights. Clear foul there on Romel Calahat.
Multiple opportunities on that possession. The first one by Maikes and the second by Malonzo, and back to Maikes.
And by the way, before we forget, we'd also like to greet a happy birthday to Coach Mike Perez's son, Riley Perez, celebrating his birthday today. I'm sure Coach Mike is watching this one intently.
As always. Happy birthday, Coach Mike.
Yung anak niya, Coach.
Sa inyong anak. Hindi ba ako tapos eh?
Sorry.
Hanggang doon na lang, Coach.
Under 7 minutes to play in this game. Taiwan, right wing 3. Money for Marvin Taiwan.
I tell you, Coach Senator Jinggoy just did a Carmelo Anthony 3. With the 3 fingers sa kanyang gilid ng ulo after Taiwan hit that shot.
I'd hope our cameraman caught that. That would have been a great feat. At Taiwan could not hit back-to-back. Although San Juan gets it back, they have been leading the rebounding department in this game. Not a lot though. Panganiban sizing up the defense of Cabanag. Panganiban couldn't kiss it off the glass but gets the bounce anyway. Now Coach Toto Dohilo forced to call a timeout.
The San Juan crowd is going nuts. And why not? Because they have a baller, a player in Panganiban. This was the 3 by Tanwan. Look at Senator Jinggoy. We don't see it on this angle. He's pumped up. Panganiban with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Beautiful between the cross move right here. Felt that he got contact, little push, but nonetheless was good enough to make the basket. San Juan up 7.
This time out brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino.
Back at the PhilOil, Eco Oil in San Juan for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League playoffs. And right now, I'm so excited to be with 2 of the former champions of the Datu Cup, Jonard Clarito and of course, Macmac Cardona na syempre alam naman natin sinusuportahan nila ngayong gabi ang San Juan Knights. Jonard, ikaw muna, alam kong napakadami mong memories kasama ang San Juan Knights, lalo na yung winning shot mo against Davao. Gaano ba kahalaga ang naging stint mo dito sa MPBL sa career mo ngayon?
Siyempre sobrang memorable sa akin yung MPBL kasi lalo na yung championship namin sa Davao, grabe experience yun, lalo na yung for the win namin. Tsaka yung experience ko, kasama ko yung mga veterano, lalo na si Kuya Mac, Kuya Jan, Kuya Larry. Tsaka yung mga veterano, maraming naitulong sa akin para paangat ako ng PBA. Kasi after nun, magpapadrop ako nun kasi yun na nga, sabi din ng mga coaches sa akin, kailangan namin ng exposure. Tsaka nagpapasalamat na kami, lalo na ako, kay Senator Manny na may MPBL dahil sa exposure ng mga player ngayon.
Right, maraming salamat once again, Jonard Clarito. Mac, ang dami mong memories dito sa San Juan, May mga away, may mga pisikalan, pero ano mga paborito mong memories kasama ang San Juan Knights?
Siyempre yung kalaban namin yung Manila. Down kami noon down 0-1, nag-comeback kami doon, naging 2-1 yun, dito kami nanalo sa court na yun, yung papunta kami ng championship, so yun, sobrang memorable gano'n kasi maganda yung lalaro namin lahat nun.
At kaya nandito ka naman para supportahan si Sen Jinggoy ngayon?
Of course, si Sen, saka si Boss Monching.
Right, maraming salamat once again, Mac Cardona and Jonard Clarito. Balik sa inyo.
Maraming salamat, Mika. Once again, that was Jonard Clarito and Mac Cardona, former San Juan Knights here, supporting their former squad who are now up by 10 points against the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. Reynal Hugnatan failing to extend that, but Michael Malonzo does so with that putback, and everybody here inside the PhilOil Eco Oil Center feeling that this game would go their way with still 4 minutes and 56 seconds to go. This is a 14-0 blast by the Knights.
After nung kalamangan nila, 46-44, might be called for at least a warning after slamming the basketball is Gabby Espinas, showing his frustration.
And this was the miss by Reynal Hugnatan, and then the rebound by Mike Malonzo. This rebound brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang kaliga ng mamamayang Pilipino. Espinas, as you mentioned, Coach, will be called for a technical, and he has to be careful here. He's still trying to make his case to the officials right now. Dexter Marquez and Senator Jinggoy Estrada sharing a light moment on that San Juan sideline. Marwin Taiwan will take the technical free throw.
How impressive has been Marwin Taiwan? Nabanggit natin, nasanay na siya nung season pa lang sa mga ganitong sitwasyon. Pero what impresses me more, Javi, is yung tibay ng loob niya, A few plays, wherein nakita natin timeout, talagang pinagalitan siya, papasok ng bench. He just shrugs it off and then hits 2 threes coming in.
Espinas draws the foul on his fellow veteran, Reynel Hugnatan. At konting-konti lang ang beses na magagawa mo yan laban kay Papa Ray.
Totoo yan. Bihirang-bihira na ilang player yung makaisa, no, kay Kuya Ray. Pero si Gabby Espinas, up there with him, veteran na rin yan.
Espinas though missing on the first free throw.
And the reaction after the miss ni Kuya Ray sa referee, like, ball don't lie. Tingnan mo, Mintes.
And there you see Kongo Kamalapitan in attendance here in the venue at the Philoil Eco Oil Center. This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Of course, the team owner of the Caloocan 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 𝗗𝗜𝗩𝗜𝗜𝗢𝗡, hoping his squad could still get back from this deficit. Still a lot of time. Malonzo, Taiwan, Kalisad, Hugnatan, Panganiban, the 5 on the floor for the San Juan Knights. Panganiban and Taiwan have been the more impactful players para sa San Juan in this quarter. Panganiban has the speed advantage against Espinas. Iniwan siya. Panganiban could not get the basket. That would have brought the house down here inside the arena. Cabanag couldn't get the step on Panganiban. Spins, step through, puts it up, and he was fouled. 2 shots coming up para kay Jeremer Cabanag. It's about time that he tries to look for his shot more aggressively in this game. Talking about Jeremer Cabanag.
Tama ka dyan, but even on that play, you could see it sums up the struggle so far of Jeremer Cabanag. We're used to seeing him making that 3-point play. That was an open shot after the whistle, but that was his 3rd point after hitting the free throw, but only 4 attempts. That's the surprise thing to me. I would understand if Cabanag was 2 for 10, 2 for 12, something like that, but only 4 attempts so far. But he hits the 2 free throws.
And this is a guy who averaged 18.5 points during that series against Manila, upping his averages from the regular season. That was a +7 para kay Jeremer Cabanag, who commits a foul here on Nico Panganiban. Cabanag was arguing that it should have been an offensive foul.
And he might have a case.
And I don't think Caloocan will challenge. I'm sorry, Coach Toto Trujillo opting to go for that here with 4 minutes to go. Let's go to challenge brought to you by the MPBL Party List, ang Kaliga ng Mamamayang Pilipino. We'll take a short break. The verdict when we return.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. The call has been overturned.
So it's a successful challenge para dito sa Caloocan Batang Kankalu. So the call will be reversed. Take a look at it again here. Initially, it was a foul called on Jeremer Cabanag.
Right.
But that call will be rescinded and it will be Caloocan basketball. Sampo ang hinahabol dito ng Caloocan. It's 15-3 here in the 4th quarter.
Orlan Wamar, pinasok na ulit. Sabay sila ngayon ni Marwin Taiwan. Dahil doon, mas lumiit yung lineup nila. Josh Flores underneath off that pass. by Gabby Espinas.
59-51, Flores still leading the way now with 18 points para sa Caloocan. Under 4 minutes to play in this game. Omar, naiwan si Palencia. I don't know if that was a shot or a pass, but Ganisan still manages to get the 2 points.
I believe it was a pass. And nonetheless, either or, Kalisaan doing a good job of getting the basketball and scoring.
Palencia, no look. Espinas, the fake, gets it inside and rolls it in for 2.
Not out of the woods yet is San Juan. This is only an 8-point game, especially how Caloocan has scored back-to-back baskets. But what a big call that was, that challenge to favor them.
Wamar with the basketball, being defended here by Palencia. Wamar out to Hugnatan, straight away 3. Panganiban gets the offensive rebound off of Espinas and Cabanag. Hugnatan, another try from the outside. Wala pa rin.
Natawagan ng holding foul si Cabanag.
Panganiban just doing a better job of being more aggressive on the boards. And once again, you see Coach Toto Trujillo still staying very calm on that Caloocan sideline, just trying to encourage Jeromer Cabanag. Caloocan not yet in the penalty, so it's going to be a baseline throw in here for the Knights. 14 seconds on the shot clock for the guys in red. Kalisaan pops out of the three-point line. Omar to the left side, they go to Panganiban. Miranda, running start, loses it, turnover San Juan. Valencia hands it off to Cabanag. Screen set by Magat. Cabanag from the outside, straight line, just too strong.
He forced that one though, had 2 guys, 2 red shirts in front of him. But an unforced turnover off the rebound, Kalisaan. Papalitan siya ngayon. Papalitan si Hugnatan.
Maiquez will come in for the veteran Aparina Hugnatan. Palencia will trigger in from the baseline. Oh, good steal by Gabby Espinas. Once again, getting the better of that matchup against Dexter Maiquez. And he wants a foul. His hands are up in the air.
I thought he was fouled, actually. Officials missed that one.
Panganiban, corner pocket 3. We now enter the final 2 minutes of this one, brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛 ending GameX. Ball in the hands of their money man, Orlan Wamar Jr. Flex that muscle. The cornerstone, the franchise player, the top dog of the San Juan Knights, Orlan Wamar, making things happen here in this crucial possession for the Knights.
Well, this is one thing that we mentioned that is predictable for San Juan. The ball in the hands of AKA the franchise of San Juan, Mr. Orlan Wamar, scoring on a dribble drive and completing the three-point play.
Omar, before that shot, couldn't buy a basket here in the fourth quarter. 2 out of 7 from three-point country. He's 3 out of 10 overall from the field, and he gets the steal here. A whistle was blown. That's going to go against Caloocan. And that's going to be in 2 free throws because both teams are now above the limit.
A careless pass right there. I believe that was Cabanag on the drive on the right side. Was undecided kung kanino ipapasa yung ball, and Omar was just right there waiting. Ayun, na-foul siya ni Magat.
65-55. 10 points now in the game para kay Orlan Wamar Jr. And this is beginning to be out of reach now for Caloocan. They need a basket here to try and even give themselves a chance of getting back into the game. 1 minute and 26 remaining. Cabanag spins, drop pass, Espinas will score. 66-57. A stop needed by Caloocan.
Minuto niya. Yung minuto ni Taiwan, pakita. Minutes plate.
Wamar with the basketball. Defended by Tayongtong. High screen set by Marquez. Wamar misses from the outside. There's a foul. That's going to go against Caloocan, and I think that's going to be on Espinas. No, it's going to be on Magat. Third personal laban kay Marian Magat.
1 minute remaining. And obviously San Juan pwede pang palakihin ang kanilang kalamangan. And this game so far, tulad nung napag-usapan natin, both teams close in the first 30 to 32 minutes until Marvin Taiwan and Panganiban made a huge difference for San Juan to make a run. And this is something that we mentioned. It feels like that the first team to make a run will have, would dictate the outcome sa larong ito. And so far, it's heading towards that way.
We'll take a short break here. Timeout on the floor by Coach Toto Trujillo. And the Caloocan Batang Kangkaloo 68-57 is the count.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Michael Isaan, 12.7 points during the regular season. In the quarterfinals against the Rizal Golden Coolers, upped his numbers to 19 points per game. And, that's how you separate the ordinary players from the good ones. Come the postseason, they up the ante in terms of their production, their efficiency, and their performance.
Well, Calisan has been a steady force para sa kanila. He made the first basket of the game. He also, is playing 24 minutes. Has a couple of assists and 3 steals. And it's just been solid all throughout the night para sa San Juan.
There's a drop-off once again to Espinas. He's been unstoppable on that drop pass and finish on that side of the floor. But Caloocan hasn't been able to get the stop past few possessions, and that's why San Juan has been able to maintain this lead. And if they hold on to this much longer, Caloocan will not have any more chances. Miranda wants to clear out against Bolsanga. 30 seconds left. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Miranda blows by. No finish. Offensive rebound. Marquez. Hoop and the harm para kay Dexter Marquez.
And credit that last basket of Marquez. And obviously this is the cherry on the ice cream. Calisaan making that play possible. Instead of standing in the corner and waiting for the pass, he decided to cut and crash the offensive glass. Got a hand on the ball. Yung bola napunta kay Marquez. Ito, 3-point play. At nakumpleto ni Marquez.
And that just might do it here para sa San Juan. 71-59. Tayongtong walks it up. Cabanag for 3. And that has been the missing factor in this game para sa Caloocan. The scoring of Jemramer Cabanag.
Yeah, but give credit to San Juan because we mentioned yung attempts din niya, wala sa usual number niya. And that's because na-limit din yung touches nitong si Cabanag.
Hold on.
Please, yeah.
Caloocan cuts this to just 6 points and 8.1 seconds remaining. Certainly a miracle if Caloocan even gets to tie this game, but of course San Juan would want to make sure of this. That's careless for the Knights, allowing Caloocan to get that steal, and having Joko Tayungtong knock it down from the outside. Our game's on Monday, happening in the Quezon Convention Center. South Cotabato versus Batangas City at 6 o'clock p.m. And of course, the main game will feature the Quezon Huskers defending their home floor against the Parañaque Patriots. Game 1 of the Southern Division semifinals for those 4 squads playing at the Quezon Convention Center on Monday, October 28th. The day we have witnessed day 1 the Northern Division semifinals. Earlier, Pampanga squeaked its way past the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Pero ngayon, it looks like San Juan will come away with the victory. That's a turnover for the Knights, but with 2.3 seconds remaining and them up by 6, this game definitely in the bag already for the San Juan Knights.
That's true, but you're always looking forward to the next play and the next game, and this is not the way you want to end it. No, even if you have this in the bag.
And for Coach Toto Diohilo, I'm sure he's also looking forward to Game 2. Coach, what do you think the adjustments should be para sa Caloocan? Was it just really the lack of scoring from their top gunner in Zeramar Cabanag, or was there other areas that they need to work on?
Well, they got to find ways, number one, to take care of the basketball. Just committed too many turnovers, 18, and San Juan was able to capitalize on that 19 points. Also, I thought their second group has to match yung intensity nung pangalawang grupo nitong San Juan. The bench scoring 40-24. A big difference sa larong ito. Actually, what's the difference was the scoring of Panganiban and Taiwan. That stretch, yung dalawang yon, 14 points between the two players, was able to build a sizable lead in double digits. The first time in the ball game na nangyari yon. At dahil doon, they were able to control the last 3 minutes and the outcome of this game.
And the San Juan Knights now avenge their regular season loss to the Caloocan Batang Cancaloo by taking Game 1 of this best-of-3 affair dito sa ating Northern Division semifinals against the Caloocan Batang Cancaloo. A number of great performers para dito sa San Juan Knights. Coach Mike Alesan turned in a double-double performance. So did Dexter Marquez. But your pick for our best player of the game brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dahil dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro was Marvin Taiwan.
Well, that's because we can't choose two. The two players, tulad na nabanggit natin, was Panganiban and Taiwan. Their combination on the court on the time when your best player, Orlan Wamar, struggling and was on the bench. These two were the two players responsible for them to build a sizable lead. His 2 threes in particular was big time for them to win this game.
71-65 is our final score. This is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. And Coach, wow, just in the start, we were seeing back-to-back action by these two squads, but eventually, San Juan showing championship poise. And I think at this point of the season, very important yun para sa kanila.
Well, importante rin na makikita ng mga koponan na yung lalim ng San Juan. Tonight, para sa akin, nag-reflect talaga yon because without yung production ni Marvin Taiwan, those 8 points, 8 important points, Caloocan could have won this game.
All right, let's now go courtside because our Daily Fantasy Best Player of the Game is with Mika Abisamis.
Tama ka, Javi. Kasama ko ngayon ang Daily Fantasy Best Player of this game. Walang iba kung hindi si Marvin Taiwan. Marvin, congratulations. Isa ka sa limited minutes sa larong ito, pero isa ka rin sa nag-start ng fire. Kayo ni Nico Panganiban ang nagsimula nung tempo hanggang manalo kayo sa larong ito.
Una sa lahat, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord. Siya may gawa nun, yung talent na pinagkaloob niya sa akin, siya may gawa nun. Ako lang, lagi kami nag-uusap, mga teammates ko, na ready lang palagi. Any minutes, kung anong quarter mo kami pasok. Bigay lang namin yung best namin kasi semifinals. Kailangan namin mag-contribute. Ayun.
Marwin, ang ganda ng challenge ng binigay ng Caloocan sa inyo ngayong gabi. Anong baon mo para sa second game?
Always ready lang. Tapos stick kami sa game plan nila, coach. Lagi lang namin gawin yung best namin. At the same time, si Lord na yung bahala.
Maraming salamat. Meron ka ba mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Thank you kay Senator Jinggoy Estrada, Boss Jeremy Go, Kong Brian Yamsuan, Boss James Go, BFF Party List, sa aming mga sponsors, Go for Gold, 4-Piece Party List, Pin and Claw Grill, JSU Amusop, Bicol Saro Party List, Alaksa Nepar, Power Hoops Sports Clothing, at sa lahat ng mga San Juaneños, maraming salamat. At syempre yung family ko sa Nabotas, yung mama at papa ko, mga kapatid ko, ate at kuya ko, si Pastor Ronald Bustos, yung CDF family, at syempre yung God Jesse Boat Detailing Service, Fort Lauderdale, and Tropang 18th Street. Maraming salamat. Thank you, Lord.
Alright, maraming salamat. Our Daily Fantasy best player of this game is Marwin Taiwan. Sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Javi and Coach Chris.
Maraming salamat, Mika. Well, you saw that earlier. The San Juan Knights getting Game 1 against the Caloocan 𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗛, and earlier during the day, the Pampanga Giant Lanterns winning against the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Check out some highlights of that game. Coach, what stood out to you the most? Ano yung pinaka-importanting stretch na yun para dito sa San Juan?
Well, number one, Caloocan is no fluke. Obviously, we've been highlighting that being the lower seed na na-upset nila itong Manila, and the reason behind that because this team is legit. You know, just so happened in this game, number one, they committed a lot of turnovers. We talked about the bench. You mentioned also Cabanag. So ano magiging adjustments nila para ma-involve si Cabanag not only of scoring the basketball but becoming more of a threat inside the floor, because every time he goes into his ball screen actions, he's engaging two already. It's just looking for the other man, yung mga nalilibre, and yung other man knocking it down. Josh Flores had a wonderful game. Tingnan natin kung magtuloy-tuloy ito para sa Caloocan.
Alright, let's go back to Mika Abesamis, who I believe is with Senator Jinggoy Estrada.
Maraming salamat, tama ka, Javi. Kasama ko ngayon ang winning coach and of course the team owner of the San Juan Knights, Senator Jinggoy Estrada, and of course Michael 𝗡𝗢𝗏𝗏𝗏. Magandang gabi sa inyong dalawa. Sen, Caloocan started this game well, but I heard you in the dugout. Sabi mo sa boys, mag-focus kayo, buuin nyo ang loob nyo, and then things changed in the second half.
Well, sinabihan ko talaga yung mga players natin na this is not the San Juan Knights that I know. Dahil no first half, nung naglalaro kami, very tentative ang kanilang madisyon. Sinabi ko sila, you have to focus, you have to be determined. Kung shoot kayo, shumot na kayo, huwag nyo na ipasa. That's why talagang napagsabihan natin na konti. That's why siguro nag-improve yung kanilang laro nung second half.
At napag-usapan po natin yung improvement sa second half. Napakaganda po ng performance ni Marwin at ni Nico. Ano pong masasabi niyo dun?
Well, si Nico, that's expected of him. Talagang warrior talaga yan. Pero si Marwin, I gave him a chance to play. When he was about to be replaced by Wamar, talagang tumira siya at thank God, pumasok nga yung mga tira niya. So, I had to let him play again.
Right. Maraming salamat. Once again, Senator Jinggoy Estrada. Mike, naasahan ka sa larong ito mula umpisa, no, when everybody was focused on Wamar, nandyan ka para mag-produce?
Ako naman, ready lang naman ako lagi. Hindi lang naman ako, lahat naman kami. Nakita nyo naman, si Taiwan, sila Nico. Lahat naman kami, sila Mike, sila Dex. Lahat kami talagang gusto namin. Gusto namin manalo.
Mike, ang ganda ng challenge na binigay ng Caloocan tonight. Saan ka pinaka nahirapan? At saan mo gusto mag-improve para sa second game?
Siguro sa defense. Mas magpo-focus kami sa defense. Yung mga... Tsaka kung paano namin labanan yung nila, ball screen defense nila, yung trap defense nila, nahihirapan yung mga guards namin. So, ang dami naming turnovers dahil dun. So, yun. Siguro mag-adjust kami dun.
Maraming salamat, Michael 𝗡𝗢𝗏𝗏𝗏. Balik sa inyo. Javi, Coach Chris.
Maraming salamat, Mika. You just heard Senator Jinggoy Estrada and Michael 𝗡𝗢𝗏𝗏𝗏. We see our updated playoff bracket, and sa Monday, makikita na natin ang simula ng Southern Division Semifinals.
And that will be in Quezon, no, against Parañaque for the main game. I think one of the more underrated series, no, dito sa apat, itong Batangas South Cotabato, because both teams feisty, both teams have warriors, and both teams just ready for a dogfight.
Yeah, yun yung matutunghayan nga natin sila on Monday at the Quezon Convention Center. The South Cotabato Warriors and the Batangas City Tanduayram Masters at 6 o'clock p.m. and at 8 o'clock p.m. the Quezon Huskers will be going up against the Parañaque Patriots. Maraming salamat mga kaibigan sa pagdalo sa aming coverage this Saturday night for game 1, for day 1 rather, of our Northern Division semifinals. For my partner, Coach Christian Luanzon, our courtside reporter, Ms. Mika Abisamis, and for all the hardworking men and women of our production crew, this has been Javi Palanya saying good night from San Juan City. Ito po ang playoffs ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.